What would Jesus do? I saw a young lady with a wristband on and it said WWJD with a question mark. So many people have been using this term or this phrase for years, dealing with Christ and the fact that while he walked on this earth nearly well over 2,000 plus years ago, he walked in righteousness with great character and integrity. And yet for many of us who have great intentions, even in the pastoral department or any political ring, with great intentions, they have been caught violating their oaths of some kind. So easy to be in position and to be tempted. But yet God doesn't tempt, Satan does. God only tests. And you have to remember, regardless of what would Jesus do, your temptation is only a test. And if you don't have the kind of faith, the kind of relationship with God, with love, power, and strength, then your temptation will fall into sin, which eventually will lead to death. So what would Jesus do if, say, he was a pastor of a church leading over 30 plus thousand members in that flock? What would Jesus do dealing with unemployment in his community, or the lack of education in that community? I'm not here to speak for any church member, or leader, or pastor, but my point is to simply get the point across that we must, as the people of God, we must begin to live a life of righteousness. And that's tough. Let me tell you, with everything around you and everything the media feeds you, all the shows, all the negativity, everything is dealing with sex or money. And you're feeding your spirit. Even watching commercials, you got to be mindful of what you hear, what you see, what you feel, and what you think. Because temptation is all around you. And yet the people of God are thirsty for the word, but for the word of truth and not popularity. And when we find ourselves as leaders and we're looking at all the calamities, all the negative things that are going on, and the communities are being, people are being driven out of communities, then sometimes having the right integrity is not the most popular thing to do. You're not going to be popular, as Jesus was not popular. But he had great integrity and great character. Never did Jesus go into the wilderness to have an escapade with someone, or to smoke something, or take something, or drink something, or do something. Even when he wasn't around, he showed great character. So what are you doing when you're not around your people, your flock, your friends, your family, your husband or your wife? What are you doing as a child of God to represent the kingdom? Because everything you do, you are an ambassador. But yet you are heirs to the kingdom and joint heirs to the kingdom. So continually we should magnify the Lord and walk in our superior spiritual consciousness of knowing that even if doing the right thing means I won't be popular, yet I will be approved by God, then it is so. If it means standing against the government behind the pulpit, then it is so. If it means creating jobs within the community instead of a building fund, then we're going to create some jobs. We're going to buy some strip malls. And we're going to find people and get them business licenses and keep these dollars within these walls, then it is so. And if we're going to join with other church members, different church groups, and begin to restore communities, city by city, state by state, then it is so. Many people will not like it, not even local officials. Because anytime you begin to move and elevate yourselves as a people of God, many people are going to oppose it. And it's the very ones who pretend to be wanting you to get off government assistance are the very ones that really want you to stay on it, to keep their jobs and keep their platform intact. What would Jesus do if he was here in the flesh? He's here in the spirit, and he's allowing us to do what is right on our own. But what do you think Jesus would do if he saw what was going on in Washington, going on in Nigeria with all the killings and the kidnapping of those babies, over 300 babies missing, the wars in the Congos of Africa, all the fighting in the Middle East, the killings in Chicago that the National Guards are soon to be coming, but yet not even the President Obama has came down there and stood on a platform on one of those streets and said, you know what, today is the last day someone will be murdered on this block, declaring it. What would Jesus do? And I'll give you a better question. What will you do? Thank you for watching. Again, this is Minister G.L. Harden, and we'll see you real soon.